Welcome back.
Welcome back to Inspired Delusions.
Hope you have been inspired and delusional lately.
Yes, I really hope you have.
Yeah.
We've been hearing some more good feedback, so
Yeah.
please keep it coming.
Yeah.
We love to hear it.
No, we really do. Today, someone told us that they hadn't been listening to our episodes and then they binged them all at once, but now they're caught up and they're like, dang, we have to wait every week now, essentially. She was like, I'm so obsessed with you guys. You and Liv are doing such a good job. It was so sweet.
So sweet. Now we're like, oh, should we do more than one? Oh
no, literally.
We need to start having 2 episodes a week.
No, truly.
Every day.
No, I know, right?
We just need to go live.
Yeah. No, yes, actually.
Good stuff coming.
But a lot of good stuff coming.
Today, we're really excited about this podcast episode, per usual.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be talking about 2 of my favorite things in the world, which is shadow work and EFT tapping. So I love talking about shadow work and EFT tapping together because shadow work is more for like your mind, right? Your subconscious beliefs, your subconscious mind. And shadow work it does do a little bit for your subconscious beliefs for sure, but it's also helping to regulate your nervous system and helping to regulate your body, right? So it's like a mind and body combo. Because what I teach and what I try to share on social and podcasts and stuff is that our mindset is made up of our mind and our body, right? Our subconscious beliefs, our thoughts, everything in our mind, but also our body really affects our mindset, so our nervous system. And so starting with shadow work, I'm obsessed with shadow work. It really helped me move through a lot of like embarrassment, a lot of shame that I had around my childhood. Like it truly has transformed my life. It helped me forgive people in my past. It helped me realize, hey, everyone's doing the best that they can.
Yeah.
It realized, like, for me, it helps me realize that my quote unquote shadow, which is like the part of yourself that you've tried to ignore or hide or like keep hidden away, it helps me realize, I actually don't need to hide that anymore.
Yeah.
Or that doesn't need to hold power over me anymore. And I think shadow work is such a good way to help you level up your life, help you feel worthy, help you just release any pent up emotions that you've had in the past. How do you describe shadow work?
Yeah, so I think of shadow work as like journal prompts that essentially you take one and then you continue to answer that question and ask yourself why, until you no longer hit why.
Yeah.
And so it really gets to the root cause of whatever the issue is that prompt might have brought up.
Yeah.
And it's really nice because there's so many online, but you taught me this, that you can just like make prompts on like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You can if you have a specific issue that you're trying to like unroot, you can just be like, hey, can you make a shadow prompt for X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
And you can get really specific with it, which I think is so fun because then everybody can use it.
Yeah. It can be very like custom.
It's very customized, right? Yeah, totally. But then there's general ones, which I know you share on like your social media, so that it's like, why do you feel inauthentic?
Yeah.
And like, what does that mean? Or so
what emotion do you try to avoid? Things like that. So I have a list of shadow work prompts. Then we can put that in the show notes, so you can get those if you want to start with that, or you can ask ChatGPT. Amazing. Or you can Google your own. Cool. Shadow work is basically, trying to uncover that part of yourself that you have been trying to hide away. It's usually journal prompts. So today we just got back actually from a workshop that I led it was literally going through shadow work and EFT tapping.
And it was literally amazing. You did such a good job.
Thank you. It was my first, real legit in-person workshop. I've done virtual and whatever. But this is my first like real one. It was just me.
Yeah.
So I just led the whole workshop. We did shadow work and EFT tapping, and it was a very surreal moment for me because I was like, this is literally what I was manifesting.
Yeah.
Like I put that on my vision board of like teaching people, doing speeches and coaching people, and everything is truly coming to fruition, which is so cool.
Yeah. I remember a year ago when you were nervous to do your first virtual workshop, and it was so easy peasy. And now here we are.
In person.
Now you're doing in person.
Yeah.
And it was so perfect.
Thank you.
Everyone was so happy to have you. Like everyone who came was really excited to learn, which that makes a difference too. Like teaching to people who like really want to be here.
Yeah.
So
it was cool. Like after the shadow work, people were sharing, and at the end, people share too of like this actually really helped them.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. So it made me really happy. But So it's usually journal prompts. We'll put the link to that. Highly recommend. It's so transformational if you're wanting to take your mindset game to the next level, heal your shit, heal your trauma, dig that shit up. Like, it can be kind of intense. I had to give a warning that, sometimes it can be intense. Like, I cry a lot usually when I'm doing shadow work prompts. It can get very deep. You're like, you start to realize like, oh shit, I had these beliefs subconsciously in the back of my mind. I can't believe that was kind of running my life without even realizing it. One of my clients said that she really liked shadow work because she knows that she's supposed to like be journaling and she knows that's good for her, but she didn't really know where to start. So having the shadow work prompts was like a good way to start, like journaling. Guide her in. To like a good guide to how to journal or like what to journal. So thinking about it that way is helpful too. And it's been really good for her. And so shadow work's amazing. We'll put that link. Cool. So EFT tapping is kind of the big portion of this pod, and it was the big portion of the session too, of like, because our body is so powerful. Our nervous system is so powerful. When we have a dysregulated nervous system, our body is essentially kind of sending these signals of fight or flight to our brain. And sending these signals of like, okay, it's not safe. Like, you need to be on high alert, right? And when we are regulating our nervous system, it's just our body is able to feel so much calmer, which means our mind is able to feel so much calmer, right? Our mindset is actually able to focus on the best case scenario, be delusional. That's why you're listening to this podcast, is like, okay, how can you be your most positive, delusional, optimistic self? Right. And I promise nervous system regulation helps so much with that.
Well, that makes so much sense, because if you're not having like any anxiety, or if your body doesn't feel some type of way, then you're able to have fun and create and be delusional.
Literally.
So that's nice.
So it is based on Chinese medicine. So you're tapping on these 9 different points of your body, 9 different meridian points of your body. Chinese medicine and, kind of like the woo-woo side of this work says that, and this is proven too. It's not that woo-woo, but there's different energy points in our body. Our meridian points are connected to these energy points. And when you're tapping on them, it's kind of like you're clearing that energy and helping it move through your body freely and flowingly. Because they say that when we are like stressed, or when we have shame or anger or any of these kind of quote unquote negative emotions, that means like there's something blocked in our energy.
I think of EFT tapping, kind of how you're saying, like energetically, like moving through the meridians. For me, it's kind of like lymphatic drainage of your energy.
Right. Yes.
So clearing it out, making sure everything's good.
Yes.
Should we say like what the 9 points are?
Yeah, I mean, so the first point is like the side of your hand. That's called the karate chop point.
So
we'll put here. Well, if you're watching the video, if you're not, we will put a link to one of my favorite EFT tapping videos by Brad Yates. So try that out. It's a perfect place to start. But the first point is the side of your hand, karate chop point. Second point is your eyebrows. Boom, boom, boom. Second point is next to your eye, the side of your eye. And then under your eye, tapping, and then under your nose, and then your chin, and then your collarbone, and then under your arm, and then the top of your head. So those are the points.
That's like one cycle.
Yeah, one cycle. And so we talked about the energetics of it. Cool, you're moving through this energy. But if you're doubtful of that and you're like, okay, well, energy's not real, which it is, but if you don't believe that yet, it's okay. They also, on the scientific side of things, they've also measured our amygdala. And I honestly didn't know this until recently, but our amygdala is basically the part of our brain that controls that fight or flight response and the stress response and that anxiety that we feel a lot of times. So when we are calming our amygdala, that means that we are calming those feelings, right? So we're calming that stress feeling, we're calming that anxiety. So it's shown, they've measured that tapping really helps calm the amygdala. So that's just like a proven listen, scientifically, we know that this works, right?
Yeah. Didn't they have to like redo the study?
Yeah.
Because the results of it were so good that they were like, there's no way that's real.
Yes. They were doing this study with cortisol. They were measuring people's cortisol.
Yeah.
And they measured the cortisol before doing EFT tapping and then after doing EFT tapping, and the cortisol levels went down so much that the scientists had to do the study again because they're like, oh shit, we fucked up. Like this can't be that good.
Yeah.
But it actually was. So you're going to watch the video. Cool. You're tapping on these points and it helps you start with saying kind of the negative emotions of, it starts of being like, okay, even though I feel this stress, even though I have this anxiety while you're tapping. So then you're saying these emotions, the quote unquote negative emotions, you're tapping and it's helping calm the charge on it. So it's helping kind of you move through it. It's helping you release that charge, release that tension with it and move through it.
Yeah.
So it's really, I mean, a lot of people at the workshop today said that it actually really helps them, like just in that moment.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a shorter session.
Yeah.
So and they most of them are short.
Like they are short. Yeah. All the ones like Brad does are short. They're like 5 to 8 minutes long. 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes.
So it's an amazing, amazing thing to just do. I usually do it in the morning, but you can do it at any time throughout your day. That's like one of my non-negotiables that I've been doing every day because I know it helps me so much after I meditate.
Yeah.
And
I love them. I love Brad Yates. You also put me on to Brad Yates. Yeah. I'm obsessed with him. You guys,
he's so sweet.
He is the sweetest man. Yeah. His words, the way he speaks, like all the affirmations that he tells you as you're tapping through, they're just truly,
they're so cute.
Yes. There's this one and it's my favorite one. I always forget which video it is, but there's a point in it where he's like, if you're worthy enough for God, then who are you not worthy enough for? That makes me cry every single time. He's such a beautiful soul. I feel like he's helping a lot of people. Yeah. But something that I think is cool is I think a lot of people, or maybe it's just, I was about to say a lot of people are tapped in. A lot of people are into EFT tapping, but also it just might be my feed. But I've been watching them on TikTok and people get creative because you could make it for any situation.
Yeah, you could do it for anything.
Right. So I've been doing EFT tappings either off TikTok or I've been putting my prompts into ChatGPT and doing these random ones now. But usually I do it every single day, like in the car at work. Yeah. I have the same one that I do. Of course I don't know the title, even though I do it literally every day.
We'll put it in the show notes too. We'll put our two favorite ones. Yours.
No, I do it every single day in the car before work, and I really think it helps. Well, yeah, I really think it helps. And if it's not, I believe it helps. It's a placebo. It's a placebo, and it's so funny because you would think that you have to be doing something so big.
Yeah.
You're literally touching your face for 4 minutes. Yeah, it's 4 so easy.
You're tapping. It doesn't need to even be crazy. Like you don't even really have to watch a video. Just tapping on your face is known to be good.
Yeah.
To help regulate, to help get that stress away. It's so powerful. Like highly, highly, highly recommend. And I love doing like the shadow work and EFT tapping combined because shadow work can be like a little bit intense sometimes. Yeah. Like we said, like it can be a little bit intense. You're bringing up these feelings and then doing something else and doing something with that to regulate your nervous system is like perfect.
Yeah.
Because the shadow work can be a little bit intense and then you're regulating your nervous system, you're feeling safe and it's just so cool to do it together.
Yeah.
I think I cracked the code.
You did crack the code.
Doing them together.
No, you did. I think you're absolutely right. Because you're so right. Because shadow work releases the inner shadow or it gets you to think about it.
Think about it.
So at least you figure it out. You realize like what's holding you back.
Yeah.
EFT tapping, because it's customizable, will then help you to physically move that energy through your body.
Yes, exactly.
So you should combine it. You should do a prompt and then do a tapping for that to mediate it.
Yes, exactly.
No, it's really good. You're right. You did crack the code. I will have to give you your flowers for that.
Thank you. And then also something I forgot to say about shadow work is, again, you're figuring out and becoming aware of your shadow. You're becoming aware of these blocks. You're becoming aware of like where you've held shame or embarrassment or whatever, and you're bringing it to the surface. Awareness, this is a quote that I love. Awareness is 90% of transformation. Just becoming aware, like just becoming aware of these subconscious beliefs that you hadn't thought about and maybe have been running your life on autopilot. Just becoming aware of them is is the first step. It's the first needed step for transformation. And it's such a big part of transformation, just becoming aware. So like, I really haven't come across a situation where someone was like, yeah, that shadow work just didn't do anything for me. Like, everyone really says it's so helpful. I have a lot of clients that have said that, hey, actually, I have two different, well, there's a lot of stories, but I'll say two. So one client I have says that she, is very aware of what's going on, very aware of her problems. She knows everything. Yeah. I gave her some shadow work prompts just to try. And she said it really helped her. Yeah. And be like, oh, wait, I didn't She's like, just kidding. Yeah. She was like, wow. Just kidding. Yeah, literally. She was like, oh, wow, actually, it helped me have some realizations. And then I had another client who has done talk therapy for years and years and years and has had problems with therapists and all this stuff. And she started doing shadow work prompts, and she has said that it helped her really uncover like a lot of the roots of what's happened. Because I think a lot of times in talk therapy, which is great, talk therapy is amazing and so helpful for so many people. Sometimes I think with shadow work, it maybe helps you get to the root, like really, really get to the root of things and work through it. And shadow work is also free. You can do it by yourself. So that's a positive of it. It's a plus. But it really helped her kind of uncover some deeper reasonings why she's actually feeling the way she's feeling. Yeah. And I have a lot of other clients that's been really helpful too.
Can we talk about today a little more? Yeah. So the event that you held, it was hosted by our friend named Alex. Yes. And she has a company named
Good Active.
Yes. And so she essentially in the LA area helps people, girls, come together as a community and do like wellness activities. Yeah. And you essentially, this is manifesting, you guys, and this is being delusional 101 because Liv saw one. And
I saw maybe I saw a Good Active post about an event or something. Yeah.
And then we were all supposed to go with our girlfriends, but for whatever reason, none of us could go except for Liv. And Liv was like, yeah, I'm not waiting for you guys. I'm going. So went, had such a good time at the event. And then afterwards was like, yeah, I'm going to work with her. Yeah. I'm going to host an event. I'm going to do it. Yeah. And then she asked you. Yeah. Right? Uh-huh. You didn't even.
No, I didn't ask. Yeah. Yeah. So we ended up, I was like, oh, I want to connect with her. Cool. We connected, got lunch. She's so sweet. Yeah. She's probably listening. So hi, Alex.
We love you.
If you're in the LA area.
Yeah. Yeah. Find them on Instagram.
Amazing events. But yeah, so I wanted to connect with her, and then she asked me to lead this workshop. And I was like, oh my God, I was kind of nervous because this is my first real in-person one. Yeah. And yesterday while I was prepping for this, I was just like, oh, holy shit, you actually can manifest anything. Yeah. Because quite literally, I'm doing exactly what I put on my vision board, a couple years ago. Yeah. Exactly. Like I put on my vision board, speaking to people, giving speeches, coaching people, group coaching people, doing a podcast, actually everything is coming to fruition, which is so cool. So be delusional.
You guys have to be delusional. You have to know what you want, and then you just have to act as if it's already happening.
Act as if it's already happening. Raise your vibration. Start being delusional in your mind. Start thinking positively in your mind, and do the inner work. Do the shadow work.
Yeah. Tap, you guys.
EFT tapping.
Love EFT tapping.
Truly. Yeah. Someone asked a really good question while we were there, which was, she was like, okay, I know someone who could really use this. Oh, yeah. How can I get her to do it? And I was like, okay, great question. Because what I suggest is talking about the modalities and things that help you, talking about them to other people of how it's helped you. Hey, I did this shadow work prompt or this workshop and did this EFT tapping, and it was so amazing. And it really helped me uncover my shadows and help me move through this. And I feel so much better. And kind of just being an inspiration to other people. I feel like that's a good way to help other people getting into it. Yeah. If they might seem a little resistant, or you can just say, hey, try this. Yeah. Cool, try this. It's really helped for me. But really, if they have any resistance towards it, then just being an inspiration of how much it's helped you is a good way to get other people to do it.
That's my favorite thing, is to see when people post and they're like, transformation, or they're like, this is my story, this is what I did. I'm like, yes, tell me more. I want to be just like that. I want to feel better too. So yeah, that was a good question for her to ask.
Yeah, totally.
She loves her friend.
I know.
She's being delusional for her friend.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I said too. It's like hold the vision. A lot of times I hear from people that they just don't think that anyone, like someone in their life could change. Like, oh no, you know, my mom or my sister or whatever, they're always going to be like that. And I think I kind of argue with that from a privileged place of my family is pretty open-ish to this work. Like I've been trying to kind of slowly put my healing modalities and stuff onto put my family on over the last few years, and it's slowly working, like little by little. But I just think that you can hold the vision of someone transforming, someone healing, someone, you know, acting a better and healed way. Like you really, really, really can hold a vision of that, because essentially there's infinite realities. Like we'll go into that more of like the quantum field, infinite realities. We're really going to get into the juicy stuff, but there's an infinite version of reality. So of course there's a version where that person ends up transforming and healing, and you know, maybe you guys, the relationship is a little bit better or whatever. It doesn't need to be perfect, but like you'd be so surprised how flexible and malleable this reality is. And it doesn't have to happen like right now, like you know, it doesn't have to happen right this second, but just holding the vision of like, okay, maybe someday, like even my mom, like she's gonna listen to this, so mom, love you. I'm so proud of my mom, for example, because she is like really, she's really over the last few years has slowly started listening to me more and been like, okay, I need to start, you know, doing some shadow work, some tapping, some sleep tracks and stuff. And I would have said years ago, like, no, if I would have just been in that mindset, like, no, my mom's just not gonna ever work through her stuff. But I held the vision, and literally I'm like, there's no current proof of that happening, but I held the vision of like, okay, anything can happen. So of course she can heal. Of course, you know, my dad can heal. Of course my little brother can heal. I'm holding that vision too. Andrew, hope you're listening. But yeah, so I just want to say an example of like, anyone can change, anything can happen, and you shouldn't limit yourself. Or others. By being like, no, they're just not, they're never gonna change. Like, who knows? Maybe they'll go do ayahuasca and have a breakthrough. Or take some shrooms. I don't know.
I'm so proud of Olivia, you guys, because really today was everything that you said you've been wanting to do. It fell into your plate so effortlessly. And then you did it such a good job. And all the girls who like spoke up at the end, that part was just really beautiful because, you know, you touched or helped them in like some ways, and everyone seemed like really excited. But yeah, just really knowing if you want something, it's yours.
You can actually manifest anything.
And I love that I just lived through watching you say that and then it happening. That expanded my mind. Now I want to do something crazy and get up on stage and teach some people.
Well, this podcast, we're going to do live shows.
Manifesting it right now.
No, truly. Like we're very, let us know if you're listening to the end of this podcast, you're dedicated. You're a real fan. So hi guys.
Oh my gosh.
We love you. Please, if you haven't already written a review, go write a review. We're obsessed.
Also, are you guys doing your homework? Like what did we talk about? We talked about like telling them to do mirror work. We're talking about mirror work, affirmations. Olivia and I just started a challenge in November. We started it. We've been doing where we talk to our water.
And so if you want to get woo woo with us.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me look up this.
Dr. Emoto.
Okay, so he has this study where it's essentially he took 2 things of water, and one of them he talked like really positively to, and all lovingly, and then under a microscope he could see that it was all in coherence, the water. And then
so it was good.
It was
like
good.
The crystals, the water ended up being like very good, essentially.
Healing water. Then the other water, he would talk negatively to it.
Talk shit to it.
And then it was in disarray.
So then looking under the microscope, it was fucked up, essentially.
Right.
So literally he was proving that your intentions and your words and your affirmations change the molecules of water.
Right.
And
we're 80% water.
We're 80% water.
So we were like, let's do it twice. So our water in the fridge, we've been like talking to it.
Yeah.
And then like whenever we pour it into our cups, we're talking to it. When we drink it, we talk to it. Our first sip of water of the day, we talk to it. We speak like we're like, thank you so much for nourishing us. Yes. Thank you so much for showing us we're so abundant. Yes. Thank you for all the money we've been attracting. Yes. So that's been our little challenge. So you guys should do that with us for the rest of November. And then hopefully for us, it becomes a habit and no longer is a challenge. It's just a lifestyle. Yeah. And hopefully for you guys too, because water is so powerful.
It is.
It's so powerful. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we do moon water like once a month, but we need to start doing it every single day.
Yeah. And, for me, I'm like, yes, it's helping the water, which is amazing, but it's also, you're just saying your affirmations more. It's just another excuse to say your affirmations, be intentional with raising your vibration, being positive.
Yeah.
So that's the point of all of this is just to constantly remind yourself to speak positively.
Yeah.
To speak, good things over your life. And I think that's actually going to be our next episode, right? Positive self-talk and your inner dialogue. So stay tuned for that one. Yes. I'm really excited about it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We love you guys. Yes. Please keep DMing us, sending us messages, leaving us reviews, texting us. Yes. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
We'll see you on the next episode.